The other day, I played a round of golf with a couple of buddies of mine. Now, one of these buddies, Sam, is a 22 handicap self-taught golfer. He's only been playing golf for a year. He's done amazing to get up to that point. Now, he started hot. He started par, bogey, par. Now, in his mind, you could see he was getting a little bit too excited. And as we all know, when we get too excited on a golf course, often things go wrong. And what ended up happening was he started to lose his sequence a little bit. He started to lose his timing. And then on the 7th and 8th hole, he got a triple bogey, triple bogey. Now, at this point, by the time we got to the 9th tee, he topped 2 of his drivers. So the wheels kind of came off completely. Now, Sam struggled from something that I see every single day on the lesson tee. So I thought, I have to help him. I want to get him back to what he was doing in the first 3 holes. So I took him through a very simple concept, which I'm about to take you through. So much so that on his back 9, so for a 22 handicap golfer, he shot 5 over, which I thought was a really good back 9. He walked off the course happy and he played some great golf. So let me show you what he was struggling with and what I did to fix it. Had a great setup. He'd been watching loads of tutorials, got his setup position right. But the first movement he did in his swing was he picked his hands up. So his hands worked up very quickly. As a byproduct, the club then sort of rolled inside, and as he got to the top, it lassoed around with his left arm bending just a little bit more than we would like. The club at the top was across the line. On the way down, he would drop it under him, and then sometimes he'd hit the ground behind it, or he'd just hit up on the driver way too much, hence why he topped a couple of drives. Now, for Sam, he was struggling with a concept called the push-pull concept. Now, our golf swing is simply filled of loads of pushing and pulling, and we need to do these motions at the same time in order to build our golf swing. Now, this is what I explained to Sam. I said to him, look, when you're taking this club back and you're picking both of your hands up, both your left hand and your right hand are pulling upwards. There's no opposing forces. So what I told Sam to do is, look, the key that you need to understand is that your left hand wants to feel like it pushes away from you as your right hand pulls back. That's our push-pull mechanism. Now, what I want you to do is get up out of your seat. Now, I know 30% of the people who watch my videos are watching this on TV. So grab something like a TV remote. If you don't have a golf club, just grab anything that you can grip. Now, what I want you to do is hold this out in front of you and push with your left hand just straight down. You'll notice as you do this, it gives you that beautiful width in that left arm. Now, swap your hands over. Pull with your right wrist or your trail wrist back on itself. That's the pulling motion right there. Now do these 2 at the same time. Push, pull, push, pull, push, pull. Now what you would have felt there is the key mechanism we need to have width, to set the club up on plane, and to get control over that club face. So if I do this mechanism here, a push and a pull mechanism with my arms, notice how if I push down with my left hand on the butt end of the grip right here, or the top of the grip right here, look at that beautiful width. You'll also notice that if I push down on the grip, the club head's naturally going to want to start to come up. My hand will react and start to pull it up. And here's the beautiful thing. When I put my right hand on and I go, right, I'm going to pull back with my right wrist, look, that club goes more up. So straight away when we did this, we saw more of a movement like this. He pushed down with his left hand, pulled back with his right. The club head went more up, his left arm was wider, and he had the club on plane. Remember, Sam was in a position where he would go like this. He'd pull both of his hands up. So I said, just like any other motion, one thing's going to push, one thing's going to pull. We're going to be going back and forth between the 2. So then I said, right, just do a couple of rehearsal swings. Feel like you push away from you in the backswing with your left hand and you pull your right wrist back this way. He then did a backswing and he went like this. And he was like, whoa, that feels like I've got loads of width at the top. And I was like, well, you do have loads of width. If your left hand is pushing away from you, you're going to generate a huge amount of turn and you're going to be able to keep that left arm nice and straight. Now, let's add in that pull element. So now if we do that push element with the left hand, and now we do the pull with the right, look at that. We get that club setting up on plane. You can see that club face is in a great position. And now from there, I can get into a great top of backswing. I can control the club face. I can set the wrist correctly, and from there I can have beautiful width and rotation. Or come to my golf school that I'm doing in Orlando in Florida in December. It is going to be phenomenal. I'm doing it with a tour coach, Trevor Salzman. It is the only golf school in the world where we have 2 full days of impact and ball flight and understanding how to move so you directly improve your impact and ball flight. It is one of a kind, never been done before. So the first few swings he did, we just got him just to put a tee in the ground. If I knock that ball off, there's a tee in the ground, and just do that motion, push, pull, swing. And you can see he would take a divot like that, but he would hit the tee. So what he was learning was how to make his hands work wider around his body. And the key thing we found was that he was able to hit the ground a lot further forwards. Why? Because when he picked the hands up and the club rolled inside and went across him, he would hit the ground back here. When he would push down with the left, pull up with the right, you can see it gets the club in front of him, so he's able to get that beautiful divot. And you can see ball, then ground contact. This is why he was able to shoot a really good score on the back nine. The other final key that I want you to have is to stay relaxed whilst doing this. Because a lot of people, they get tense. They go, right, I've got to really push away from you. No. I said, look, just stay relaxed. If you were just sort of going back and forth like this, you see how my arms are nice and relaxed? That's exactly what your wrist is essentially doing. Left arm's pushing, right arm's pulling. So from there on his very next shot, he grabbed his club, he did some nice little wiggles, and I said, right, just focus on pushing away with the left, pulling up with the right. And his swing looked a little like this. And just like so, we saw a shot that was well struck and it went towards his target. And all we tried to do in this situation was just create 2 opposing movements, a pushing motion and a pulling motion. Whereas before, all Sam was doing was just pulling those hands up and the club was rolling inside. Now, no matter where you are, I want you to go grab a golf club. So pause the video, go grab a golf club. And I want you to do this drill. So I want you to grip the club with your left hand, and all I want you to have on there is your index finger. So you're gonna lift your bottom 3 fingers off. Take your trail hand with your middle 2 fingers and just hook them under the grip just like so. Now you'll be able to see how this push-pull motion doesn't require a lot of effort. So I'm going to feel like I push my left palm down and pull up with my fingers ever so slightly. You can see, look, it gets that club up into a really nice position there. Look at the width, look at the turn. It gets everything, the club face in a good position. Now remember, I've only technically got 3 fingers on the club. I've got my index finger on my left hand and my 2 middle fingers. So it's not something where you have to grip this club incredibly tight. I'm just feeling like I push away with my left hand and pull back with my right. And the other amazing thing, and this is where Sam really benefited from it, was it helped him with his driver. So again, I want you to do this with me. Take me down to the driving range, go grab a golf club, whatever it is you need to do. Learn this motion with me. So again, you can do just that index finger on the heel pad, and then your 2 middle fingers on your trail hand, and just feel that pushing down with the left palm, pulling up with those fingers. This is a very gentle motion. It's nothing too hard. It's nothing too crazy. You don't need to be gripping it tight. Push down, pull up. There we go, opposing forces. Club sets up on plane. Club face is amazing, and now I can just continue that all the way to the top. I feel like that left hand's pushing away, right wrist is pulling back. Look at that top of backswing and coming down onto plane. If I give it a go here, push down with the left, pull up with the right. Now let's give it a whack. If you need more one-to-one help with your game, I offer online coaching on the Skillest platform. The link is down below. And if you want to find out more about my golf schools that I'm now hosting in Miami, drop a comment down below or shoot me an email at gilesgillgolf@gmail.com.